Alright guys, this is the last video in the series, and it has been a pleasure to throw you into the briar of technology. All of the previous videos in this series were focused on more technical approaches to entry-level IT support, but none of that matters if you can't land a job in IT, right? Well, here's how to get started. First off, as I mentioned in the introductory video, many companies require degrees or certifications, but most of them require some level of experience, even entry-level. I know, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense that an entry-level position would require any level of experience, but here we are. To get that experience, and to get a better chance at standing out in the crowd of other applicants to any position, you'll need to work on a handful of things. The first, and easiest thing to work on, is knowledge. This series was definitely not enough to land you a good IT job. It was intended to be a broad, blanketed coverage of basic tasks that you would be required to do on any given day as an IT professional. Your next task is to do as much specific research as you can to get a better grasp on computers in general. YouTube is actually very useful for finding several courses, but don't limit yourself to any one site. There are tons of free and paid courses scattered all over the internet that you can find to help you better your knowledge of computers. I recommend finding any documentation, videos, or courses that focus on Microsoft Windows, CompTIA, or anything specific for a job that you may be interested in. Just remember, entry-level IT support is pretty much what most computer users are already supposed to be capable of doing, more or less. And the number of different focuses in the IT field are ridiculously numerous. You could start by providing the type of support implied in this series, and work your way up to eventually be providing IT support to other IT departments as a consultant. The next thing, that pesky experience. To get experience in the IT field is relatively hard if you haven't already been doing it for years for your family and friends. I have landed quite a few entry-level IT support positions by simply being honest with my level of expertise in the interviews and telling them how long I have been providing computer and home network support for my family and friends. However, if you are very new to the scene and have little experience, there's always internships. Some adult education centers offer programs for IT, and some of those programs offer paid or unpaid internships for IT departments to get you some necessary experience to land that dream job. Unpaid internships are not always the best option, especially in this day and age in the US, but if you land a part-time, unpaid internship to give you at least 6 months of professional IT experience, you're already out on top of the other applicants who do not. One last thing I can recommend is networking. I don't mean the networking in the sense of IT support, I mean social networking. And I don't necessarily mean Facebook either. Specifically, I mean going out to job fairs, looking into companies that are hiring, reach out to friends and family to see if they know anyone who's hiring an IT guy. Make friends, be polite, be professional, and be ready to pounce on any opportunities you can find. The IT field is a very hot field in 2021, and there are several needs for several different types of IT support. My true recommendation is to chase the specific portion of the IT field that speaks to you. The one that not only sounds cool, but the type of IT work that you can't stop thinking about. The more passionate you are about a specific type of support, the more you will enjoy it, and I can only say that from personal experience. Oh, and finally, before I sign off, I do want to say that a huge part of being an IT professional is just being an overall good person. Be polite. Customer service. Ugh! I hate how many times I've had to be reminded myself, but it's true. Most of IT support is working directly with computer users, and that means being a customer service representative. You need to be able to work with the user, gather information, and as a plus, make sure they don't feel bad when they have an issue with their computer. By nature, a person who feels uncomfortable will oftentimes avoid being uncomfortable, and if you are rude or unhelpful, that could come back to bite you in the butt. A user might have downloaded a malicious virus, but is too scared to call IT because they don't want to be berated. Be nice, inform, and assist, and assure them that they are definitely not the only ones with computer problems. Thank them for calling you, and always ask if there's anything else you can do to help. Oh, and as always, if you have something to say about the video, feel free to supplement the information or blatantly contradict me in the comments. Thanks.